I worked in Coffey's with a brother of Lawrence and Sean's, and he done Monumental work too. He died, Pat. He went to Sligo after Coffey's.
Who worked in Coffey's in your time?
When I went into it, there was an old man in it, and a young lad went to Canada. A James Blaine from Napa was in it when I went in. But he left, I filled his shoes. And Chiquila's brother, everyone will know Chiquila in Westport. His father,
Joyce, yeah. The
Josie Joyce. Josie Joyce was his name. He was in bad health with his lungs from the dust. And he ended up in a hospital, and I was left there for quite a while on my own. The next one that came was Pat Grady.
From?
Pat Grady worked as a janitor last. He's from Clonagh originally. Mary Grady would have been his mother. Phil Grady would have been his father. His father died young.
So there weren't many working in Coffey's and all that in the time?
They came a bit bigger after that. I remember old Birdie Coffey and his mother, old William Coffey and his mother, they were alive when I was there. But they were quite elderly at the time, and I think he died the year that I joined it.
And what year was that?
Oh God. I was in at 14.
You were born in?
44.
44 and 14 is...
I was 14 and 3 months.
58, yeah?
Yeah.
And did the machinery change much in that business now in your time?
The machinery today is no work at all.
No work at all?
No, everything, and there was no diamond blades.
And how did you cut them?
They were carborundum blades.
Okay.
And they came from, there was two different ones. One came from Scotland and the other one from Manchester. The Manchester Carborundum Company. And the other crowd was in Scotland. They were known as Anderson and Grice. They made the blades. Yeah.
And they're all driven by electricity, they were?
Well, it was a three-phase motor. It was around 17 horsepower motor driving it.
Okay.
The table moved both in and out and on tracks, and the saw only went up and down. The saw was stationary, but the table could move.
Okay.
And a lot of the stone for the bases and the die stones and the plinths. Two brothers, no, they weren't brothers. One was known as Slasher Ferris, and the other fellow was Martin Coyne, and they lived up in Perthry. And they quarried them out there, and we went up with the lorry and brought them down, rolled them up on planks. That was hard work.
I'd say so.
Yeah, and it was lovely stone, great stone.
And what kind of stone was it? Limestone?
Limestone,
yeah. And what were you making generally up in Coffey's?
Cross of Kongs and all that. There was big crosses that time.
Yeah. They're mostly headstones, were they? Mostly
headstones, yeah. Some church work, quite a lot. In fact, most of the old churches around that Cox has done up during the years, there's usually a cross on the top, and some of them has two crosses, one on each gable. They were taken down, and I actually cleaned most of them myself and recarved them. You had to clean all the carving up.
Yeah.
So it was not just headstone, there was other bits there.
The holy water fonts, the baptismal fonts, all that was done in it. And there was quite a lot of work on them. You had to cut them out to a compressor with a chisel, driving it with a chisel. That was a gracious gift that ever came in. They came a mini tool for cutting the letters. You just push it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And Neil Lally was a really good tradesman. We used to be racing in Coffey's to see who cut the most letters in the day. And I could never beat Neil Lally, I have to say that. He'd always have a few letters more than me, but I cut a deeper letter. He cut a shallower letter. But most of the carving that was done in it, now I've done an awful lot of that. The Holy Family and the Sacred Heart and all that. And of course the Blessed Virgin. You see a lot of them now in their Gothic type headstones.
Yeah.
Another one you'd have the rays of the sun going out.
Were there any health and safety rules that time, no?
There was no health. Whatever goes, when you're working with dust and stone, you were supplied with a mask, and I never seen a filter going in it. Never seen a filter ever going into it.
And would you wear them anyway?
Oh, you couldn't wear them. You'd sweat like hell into the sweat would be running down.
And how about the noise? Was it noisy?
And no, not really. You get used. The compressor was the most noise that was in. There was a big three-phase compressor down the shed.